You can call me Marie. I am vlogging here from Denmark. I live in the northwestern part of Denmark, approximately 30 kilometers from the coast, near a town called Ringkøbing, 20 kilometers from Ringkøbing, so actually in the middle of not anywhere. Well, and I just had the time to sit down and make a vlog for you. So I hope you also have the time to sit down and relax and listen to me babble about my knitting and whatever comes to mind. So right now I had this I had a bedspread, or I didn't have it because I had bought 40 skeins of yarn, which is definitely the highest amount of yarn I've ever bought. And it's this yarn, it's Drops Snow, which is an 100% wool yarn, non-superwashed. And I wanted a bedspread which was 200 by 250 centimeters, so that it could cover our bed. And I had used all the colors. I have seven colors, and I'd used all the skeins except from one in each color. That's why I have this one. And then I realized there is a far way to go to the size I actually want. So I did some, I tried to figure out how much I needed, and I actually needed another 80 skeins of yarn. And then I got to think about, we have a bedspread in our summer house in the cottage, and we only use it when we are leaving the house, when I do the cleaning and I make up all the beds, but in an everyday basis we don't get the bedspread on. And I realized that I wouldn't do that here at home. I wouldn't, do that much, use that much time on doing like fluffing pillows and laying out the duvet nice and putting on a bedspread. That just wouldn't happen every day. So using 1,500 kroners on something that would most of the time be lying on the floor seemed ridiculous. So I unraveled the blanket, because it was the size, if I just thought, then I'm going to make it a standard size blanket, but blankets in this house has a very, rough life, because they are thrown on the floor and everything. They have a really rough life. And a almost unspun wool yarn that is, used as a roof when they, built blanket tents or something like that, having fun. My children are 5 and 9 years old, so there's a lot of playing going around. Yeah. So I realized I wanted to do something else with the yarn. And right now, a lot of the projects that I have for myself are, big projects. And I actually think I have 2 projects on a size 3.5 millimeter needle. And I'm totally in love with the projects. It's not about that, but sometimes you just think, it would be nice to finish something once in a while. So I cast on this, and it's the pattern is what I found in one of my books, Then I turned it upside down because it was supposed to be bottom up, and I wanted it top down because I hate knitting bottom up. And this is a long sweater, but not a dress, because yesterday I took this out of I have this. It's living in this, and this was the needles that originally was in this thing. Yeah, this is, ooh, yeah, it happens. I had, you know, we are in January, and I had promised myself not to buy a lot of things in January. I have already bought some pre-owned yarn from an app we have here in Denmark called Recraft, which is an app where you can buy and sell yarns and needles and books and everything to do about knitting and crocheting. So, but you know, I was here when I figured out that the needle is broken, and I thought, what to do. Then I thought, okay, I have a size 9. That was a size 10. So I have a size, no, that was a size 9. This is a size 8 needle. So I didn't have another size 9 needle. I had a size 10 in kind of a metal knitting needle, and I had this size 8. So I thought, well, I'm going to use the size 8 needle because this is a wooden needle. I think it might even be, no, this is also very old. This is, it might be, but I think it's bamboo, but I'm not sure. But I definitely prefer wooden or bamboo needles to metallic needles at any time. Just you know, the way my hands work. And so I put all of the stitches on the size 8 needle, and I plucked an extra stitch for each 10 stitches I had on the needle. So I think I had around 110-ish stitches on the needle on a size 9, and then I just, you know, did 10 and then picked one up, 10, picked one up. So I increased the number of stitches on the needle, and then, you know, I did what a lot of knitters do when you have this kind of problem. I kind of just walked around myself for a while trying to make a decision. Then I decided it's going to show. It's going to show if you know, continuous knitting in stockinette, it's going to show. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to, I had this dream that this was going to be a long dress, because I have, like, this basket is full of drops snow yarn in these small balls. So the blanket I unraveled was a in Danish it's called a domino technique. I think the cozy memory blanket is knitted in that technique. I am not sure what it's called in English, but anyways, so I had all of these, you know, squares that were knitted in each color in the system and blah blah blah, and I unraveled it, and now I didn't even have the right needle. So what to do, yeah. So that's why I ended kind of like a bit of an odd place. So I am hoping that when I wash this and I can stretch it a bit, because it's a bit tight on me. That's just what it is. But now I am working on the first sleeve, and yeah, you can see that it's not the same needle size. So my idea is to knit in stockinette for a short while and then do the ribbing, maybe decrease the number of stitches, and then so I get something like I have in this tee, kind of more feminine thing, because I love the neck. The neck is just wonderful. I am freezing at work. I sit very still all day in a quite cold building. I work at the Danish Road and Traffic Board, Færdselsstyrelsen, for those of you who understand Danish. Trafikverket in Norwegian, and Trafikstyrelsen in Swedish. Do I know the name in any more languages? Yeah, the DMV, if you're in United States, it's the Danish equivalent to the DMV. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So this is the plan. I'm going to do some rows. I had thought of like 10 centimeters. I might not do 10, because you can actually really see the difference between the sizes of the stitches. So yeah, but you know, sometimes things don't work out the way they were supposed to. So I still have quite a lot of this yarn. So right now I am puzzling with the idea of I have a recipe. No, I have a pattern in a book. This is going to be an ongoing problem for the rest of my life, me doing this. Okay, so I have a pattern where you knit from side to side. The needle size it's a totally different yarn than the snow yarn. It's supposed to be in 2 strands of yarn, and then be really like airy and very what do you call it, like see-through. It's kind of, and I already have done that pattern in once, so I kind of know what to do and what not to do, because in this yarn I don't want it to to be too oversized, because when it's this chunky, I don't think, and I am not a size extra small, if you were wondering. So I think I like it, being like this. I could, if I wanted to make my life really easy, I would just go and buy the pattern for the marble sweater, which is knitted in a yarn very similar to this. Of course, there is a lot of patterns that I could go to find something, but then again, I had given myself this challenge: use what you have. And well, it's kind of funny, because when you are forced to just use what you already have, I have of course I have already broken my own rule several times. I have bought at least one pattern. I have downloaded, I think, like 4 free patterns and printed them. It's a thing. Don't ask, why do you print them? Why don't you just... Because I'm a silly woman, and that's just the way it is. Well, returning to this, I have enough yarn to do at least one more thing this size. I have a lot of this yarn. So, and it's going to be, I'm thinking of, instead of doing it as stripy as this, because the yarn, I just used the, you can see that on the sleeve, the straps are going to be a lot wider than they are here, and you can also see that the neckline, the width of the stripes are changing because, more stitches, same length of yarn. Yeah, you are a knitting. I think you understand. So I'm thinking about doing like color blocks so that the whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to use, maybe do a sleeve in one color, and then maybe do the maybe do one sleeve in one color, then do the body in another color, maybe the front in one color, the back in another color, and then the other sleeve in a fourth color. And then my idea is to, cast on at the bottom and then knit that downwards, and you do the neckline and the they suggest that you could do a ribbing. Last time I did it, I crocheted the edges, because when you do something on such a big needle that is very open in the stitches, it kind of sags, and it gets really loose, and and that could be a look, and it could be beautiful, and it could be very comfy and anything, but when you have like this idea about what you actually want, then you have to work towards getting the result that you want. That's the way I'm thinking anyway. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I usually use it anyway. If I don't use it, I unravel it and I do something else. I have a lot of joy on my of my yarn, as you would say in Danish. Jeg har meget glæde af mit garn, because sometimes I reuse the same yarn like 2-3 times. So, and if you have been watching my videos, I might be talking about this in some of the earlier episodes, and I also talk about it on the Danish version, that I do not throw away yarn. I very rarely give away yarn to people I know, yeah. So this is going to be a thing. I'm going to stretch it, block it as much as I can, so that it could be like, maybe like this, because it's quite tight. And I'm going to do the sleeves. I think the sleeves might be kind of like not full length, because now I'm having this sleeve issue. I don't know. I'll figure it out as we come along. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. And will I recommend people to do like me if their needle broke? No. Definitely, I would recommend you buy a new needle. Preferably the same kind as the one you have been knitting with. Actually, I considered unraveling this and doing it again, but I want this sweater, and I want to start using it because I'm freezing and it's very cold in Denmark right now. And winter hasn't really hit yet. Normally in Denmark, the coldest time of the year is, this part of January. And early, most of February is often quite cold. Then comes March, is often wet and windy. April, it can go both ways, My birthday is in April, and late April, and I have tried it being, you know, sunshine and wearing a summer dress, and I have tried snow on my birthday here in Denmark. So the weather in Denmark is quite unpredictable, and that's why wool is the way to go. Yeah. So I think that is all I wanted to tell you about the sweater for now. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that will give this video a like. Please leave a comment if I said something completely wrong, or if I said something you didn't get, or if I can help you with anything. That's a very open promise, but I'll try. And subscribe to my channel if you're not already doing that. So I hope that you have a nice day. And now I'm getting to the point where this is getting a bit ridiculous, because I have trouble ending these videos in a fashion that I don't think seems abrupt and rude. So we're going to do this. We're going to try to do it in a non-rude, very, yeah. Thank you for today, and I hope to see you again next time.